Welcome to Instructron Unstructured, episode 2.
Yep.
Joe, you and I have enjoyed a fabulous summer.
9 fabulous weeks of summer.
And we deserved it.
Yeah, I think we deserve 9 more.
Oh,
But
yeah, but people would be very upset. So anyways, we are sort of in this transition period of our brains are coming back.
yeah, we have to turn them back on.
So y'all starts teaching next week, but you're back in, the classroom this week?
Yep.
Yeah, so we have prep days that
Mhm.
our union has fought for us to have paid days to come in and prep, but even those aren't enough to really get
No.
yourself together. So
Because they get filled up with meetings and whatnot.
we do have to go in, as do many teachers, on their
Mhm.
own time. It's something that's just kind of unfortunately part of the job.
Mhm.
I was thinking about it and I was like, what other job do you hide your pens for 10 weeks and then go back and go, where did I put those
Oh
pens?
my gosh. And in June, you are just about I
Oh,
remember opening my drawer and just shoving things in there. So
yeah.
that's going to be fun to go through.
Yeah. So but what other job are they like, hey, you're gonna get a couple months off, but just
Uh-huh.
hide everything.
And you have zero access to your office.
Yeah, you can't go in your office, but later you can come in and then it's a surprise scavenger hunt.
Maybe lumberjacks do that. They work, better weather, and then they have to
Okay.
pack up their stuff, and they don't want anyone to steal their.
Fine, if this doesn't work out, I'll be a lumberjack. Joe, you kind of look like one.
You
I
asked
do.
the question.
I could do that.
You're just asking,
With my plaid,
what other profession does that? So, yeah, seasonal ones, yeah.
Seasonal employees.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, reality check, it is an exciting and overwhelming time because we have 32 students that we don't know right now that's the excitement of the job is it's brand new again every year. Like you do the
Right.
same thing, but it's not the same
But
thing.
it's not the same. It's not the same because it's different kids, different years, different.
I think it's different years. And then we're sitting here thinking, how can we do things better?
Mm-hmm.
Which then kind of lends itself well to what we're doing here.
Exactly.
So
this is really kind of helps us light a fire under ourselves so that we don't get stuck in the same rut and year after year.
So I'm excited because last year one of the areas that I felt like I was getting a little better at was writing.
Mm-hmm.
Joe and I, we were implementing Khoa, this thing called mystery writing mystery writing?
Yeah.
Okay. I already forgot. Mystery writing where it was really, really cool. There were videos and it was leading the kids to do some pretty exciting writing pieces. And I felt like they were writing more than ever.
Yes, but there is a big problem with it still, though, and that is that there's only one of us in the classroom. There's 32 of them in the classroom.
So this is really awesome. If you have never heard of it, you do get a free trial, which that's what we did. We got this free trial. But like Joe said,
then we were able to convince our admin that we need it.
Yeah. So it was, successful. We ended up getting, like I said, our kids writing, and they would produce these amazing essays. And then we would go, oh, I got to look at 32 of them now. so it's like, if one of them takes 5 minutes, let's do the math.
Right.
32 times 5.
160 minutes.
Yeah.
Work. Yeah.
That's a lot of hours.
There's not those hours in the day.
No.
So
we had to really think about what can we do. And again, Khoa, your brain is our tech brain.
Yes, exactly. We say, this is our problem, solve it.
Yeah. So Instructron does have a writing center, and we kind of want to go through it today. Maybe walk through it. How does it work? What does it look like? And why we think it's going to be a game changer in our classroom this year and for our students.
So should we get to it?
Yeah.
I think so.
I know that this was built really close to the end of the year, around the time that we did the report card generator, and it didn't, people were getting out of school and we didn't have too much time to pressure test it yet.
Right.
So I am excited that if folks start to come back and join, get an account and then start to use it, where can we go from here? Because it's
right.
I feel like there's still a lot of opportunity, but let me try to pull up the site real quick.
Yeah, and what was nice about it is when you built it out, Khoa, like for us to test, we like tested it the next day with our class. So it wasn't something that like you could take this and do it tomorrow. It's very small, like writing piece. You don't have to do like
we have, daily writing that we do in our class. And so we're just like, today we're going to do it on Instructron instead.
Right.
So it was pretty awesome.
So when you go, Khoa, you've got the dashboard up. When you go, it's
I'm trying to make it a little smaller so that maybe things appear bigger.
Yeah.
We have this. Oh, it doesn't really change.
Yeah, it looks better.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or I can go full screen too, but let's go with this for now. And the dashboard, like you said, this is my demo class, so there's a lot of silly things, and so sorry everyone if you just see random comments and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like the quick actions is where your tools are, and it's right up at the top, that green button to create your own activity.
Lots of things. Creating activities, but also if you are trying to get this out and accessed in your classroom, there's an easy join card button where you'll see kind of like what it looks like. If you want all the students to have access or have their cards, then great. And then once you go to print, I don't know if that pops up for y'all.
Yeah, or not right now, but
you don't see like the print screen version.
No.
Basically, it's a grid of like, that card, but for every student, and it's all printed out.
And that's how they log in. They essentially log in with this unique code until we like start playing around with like Google integrations and everything like that. But this kind of keeps it. We print it. We just like have kids tape it inside of like a folder or something. And we talk about don't share, your usernames and
login information,
because with the analytics, everybody's going to have like unique info. So let's create an activity.
Here we are. Yes. Create an activity. Actually,
so like Joe and I said, we did like daily writing. So like it would be something really silly. It could even be like today was National Bacon Day.
I have a surprise for y'all first.
Oh.
Did you just see me refresh and there's new buttons in there?
No.
You just refreshed.
What'd you do?
Oh, randomize. That's fun.
What is randomize?
Click on this.
What?
What? That's so fun.
Let's click it again. Creative. Sorry, I just wanted to have this fun like live reveal that I
That's pretty. See, this is what like Khoa's a magician.
Khoa, you are a magician. Khoa is. I love. Oh,
okay. This is awesome.
Look, I chose
kindergarten. Yep, there you go.
I hit kindergarten. I hit randomize, and you could tell like the language expectation is a lot simpler.
That's so cool.
Let's go, grade 11, randomize, universal basic income.
Oh wow!
Whoa!
All right.
And so there's like one for every variation right now, but we could add more. But I just thought, if you wanted to get going quick, then you have like an example for every type of genre, and you can modify and stuff. But let's go back to 5th grade because that's what you all do. And maybe you like one of these ones. I'm going to randomize a couple times. Let me know if
I like that one, the treasure one.
Treasure map. Okay.
Let's do the treasure map.
That one. Do the treasure map.
Creative writing, suspenseful adventure. Imagine you find an old treasure map. Describe what happens.
So if it's the beginning of the year, Joe and I are probably just going to focus on, what do you think, Joe? Like, we're like, hey, we just want you to focus on punctuation, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, start with a capital and with a period.
Yeah. Do we want to add 2 or 3 more just to show?
Yeah.
Maybe do grammar.
Grammar, okay, that's a staple.
And conventions.
Yeah.
Great.
So let's just see what they're coming in with. So maybe this is something I decide to do that first week of school, just to kind of get my kids going.
Yeah.
I just want to show them like, you know, they can get.
Can you show real quick just on the menu there for the drop down of creative writing, just to show that there's different things?
Oh, you don't see it pop up, do you? I think this.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah.
But I did the drop down. It says narrative, opinion / argumentative, informative / explanatory. We've got creative writing, which we see, and then research. And so
Cool.
there could be more down the road, but I think those are the 5 we all started with, or you all designed. So
yeah,
let's create that one.
I like that.
And once it does, it adds it as a new row, like activity,
right,
at your class. This is automatically becomes available by default. It's activated. We could flip it around if we want, but by default it's activated. So if a student that you've added in your roster joins now, they should be able to see the treasure map activity. And so want to check it out?
Yeah, let's be a student real quick.
We can do the demo. So everybody gets a demo student, which is really cool because then you can show
you get to try it out.
Yeah,
and then project it to your kids.
So we'll click it out to the demo student, and I think I need to share this tab instead. It's in
there we go.
Cool.
When you're using it, you'll see this. Just to remind you, you know, it's like it's low stakes. You can mess around. You can type and submit whatever. You'll see it on the teacher side, but it won't mess up like your whole classroom analytics and stuff.
Right.
There it is, the treasure map.
Yeah. So for students, they'll come in here and they'll click start writing. Now, I guess here's like a couple ways you can do it, right? Like the kids can just type in here if you want it to be more quick write of them just writing their rough draft. But if you have their writing possibly on a Google Doc,
or even if they handwrite, you know, beforehand.
Yeah,
and this is where they go and type it in.
Yeah.
So this is great too, because even you might have some of those kids. I had this with some of my students. They got to this area and they were like, I don't even know where to start. And they could already talk to Tronnie about that.
Oh yeah, let's show that. So let's say you've got that writer like, I don't know where to start. So they can open up our chat, and this is Tronnie. And we essentially wanted to build a helper that could not get off task. That was us. Right?
So like we could even just say, how should I start?
And this chat window, this is a similar pattern that we use in our test practice. So it's hidden out. It's hidden to begin with because we think students, they might just be fine taking a test and practice and getting feedback. But, you know, as we work more and more on this AI coach and integrate it more, you know, it may be a little more prominent. But if we do ask a question, it's broken.
I think it's good it's good to see that. It's like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically, we'll demo this chat piece later, but let's see if this other piece works as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me close this. And what I did actually while y'all were talking was I just asked AI to generate me an example student response.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I'm going to paste it in. I asked it to include mistakes and stuff too.
All right. Good.
So, I mean, this looks like writing.
Looks very similar to student writing.
Very similar. So let's say a student writes this. There's two options. Obviously, we want to explain to them that they're going to get some feedback to revise. And by the time they feel really good for the teacher to review, they'll send to teacher. So yes, at the end of the day, like the teacher is the one reviewing the work. Right. Now, is that we had talked about work on our part? Yes, but I want to read their best work with feedback. I think that's the thing is like, we're reading these essays and I'm going, oh, like, I want to go over this with you and like, have you changed this? And then come back to me. And that process just isn't feasible.
Or it's the same with like, you're walking in the room and, you know, 15, 20 minutes pass by and you notice that student is still on that same sentence.
Right.
Whereas if they have Tronnie right there at their fingertips, they're going to be more willing to work faster.
So once they're done, we're going to tell them, let's get some feedback.
Okay. So.
And it's going to give them feedback on those areas that we clicked only.
Okay, cool. We saw a lot happen. Basically, when the student hit get AI feedback, it sent all of this in, and it does a couple things. One is it does a high-level review of how the writing stuck with the prompt that the teacher put out there. And so you've got a high level like, yay, great job describing your adventure, so that is like, are you sticking to the task, like big picture. And then down here you've got coach suggestions, and these are basically aligned to those little buttons that we clicked with conventions, punctuation, grammar. It'll find like one or two for each to give feedback on if there is. And so even when I scroll through them, I can go next. There's two convention ones. If I go next again, it's looking at a punctuation one, and here's a grammar one. And so you can see that it's highlighting also where to pay attention as well. So
my students liked that last year.
Yeah.
They liked that it was highlighted, and then the cool thing is then once they fix it, because like on the left side you have a to do and completed, they kind of knew that they had 4 things to really do in order to complete like their suggestions, right? That's the feedback that possibly we would give. So the first one is checking for verb tense. So let's say they do that, right? And then they go through and they're sort of starting to make these changes. It should turn green, correct?
I'm trying to do my best to live edit, and then
you should.
That's like once you send it back for more feedback.
Yeah, so
that's
again,
when it'll turn green.
When they're ready, they should be doing like a lot of these at once. But I just made that edit. I hit the get AI feedback again, and theoretically, it should have. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Cool. So like, as a student, that's really
it's motivating.
That's super motivating. For me, it's motivating to be like, I did it. So
well, and it's chunked in such a small little bit that's like, here's your checklist. Let's only focus on that. Sure, there might be other things that we need that are wrong with that.
It's like,
but I mean, writing is so much, so let's focus on one thing at a time.
And that's what's kind of nice is if you start with like one objective, like, oh, we're just gonna
well, that was a mistake I made back when we were first testing this out. I did too many buttons, and then it was too overwhelming for the students. So it's like, obviously we want them to be doing all of the things all the time, but that's overwhelming for them to see it all lined up.
Yeah, and here's a little bit of an integration with the chat. Like if you clicked on this, it
could go.
We will get this fixed.
We'll get Tronnie back up. And Tronnie's been on summer break, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, essentially, that's such a game.
But that actually kind of leads me to another point. While like the bulk of Instructron, why we created it is we really wanted to integrate all this AI stuff. But there are, I mean, it's a hot button issue right now of AI in the classroom and students interacting with some kind of chat bot. So there are obviously going to be families that choose to opt out of any kind of AI work with their child. But what's really cool about this is they can still access all of the feedback, because what you can do is you'll still just send it to teacher and the teacher will provide the feedback. So that AI feedback button won't be there, but the send to teacher will still be there. And I mean, you'll probably have a handful of students versus your entire class, right? And you can give the same types of things.
Yeah. I was gonna kind of mention that as well, in that, we get it. It's still new. And so we are thinking of this platform as something that can be used kind of with and without the coach. But it still gives feedback, because that was like our number one thing is where can you get that feedback, right? So we're back at the dashboard. And so on the teacher side, we would go and review. One needs review. So you can kind of see which one we're looking at, and we can view it and we can see that student is ready. And so we could take a look at it.
You saw on the homepage that it didn't say review there because I just had to refresh the page.
Yeah. But it'll show when like kids have submitted it to you.
Right. And then I had this little thing up the top here, which kind of works well if you're doing this activity live and you just want to see like, okay, who's, I just switched into live mode, so all it does is refresh.
Right. Like how many of them have turned it in?
If they're online or if they're ready, you can see like, okay,
that's cool.
Demo student, treasure map. So you go directly to it.
That's great.
I like
that. I just saved the step of going to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll go back and do it again just so everyone sees it.
Does that go to that direct student too, right? You'll like see what they're doing. That's
Review
cool.
now, you get kind of like the list. You see the prompt again. You can edit this if you wish. But then here's the one
then there will be like a whole list of all the students who are done.
Right. And so in this view, you've got a bit going on and it can still be cleaned up, but right now it's giving you a lot of information. The first is you see their latest version that's submitted to you, but you can also go back to see before they asked AI for first round of feedback, what was that version like? And so you got that piece. You've got a bit of a trail of AI feedback, the same stuff that we saw on the students view. You're just getting a feed of that so that you know kind of like this is what they saw, and hopefully you know you can see that they addressed that as well.
Or if you see that they didn't, that's another good piece of information for you as a teacher.
Right.
Yeah. And then down here, like when you're ready, you've maybe taken a quick look at everything. You could say like, this is great.
Yeah, keep it up, you know. I saw like a good job using the suggestions. Like it could just be really short and positive. These aren't
again, that's where you would put in your feedback if you were working with a student who didn't have the AI.
Right. And I see this, and Joe, I'm sure you do too, as like if I'm doing this daily, if this becomes part of my writing center to do a little short write with some feedback, then my kids are getting feedback every day. And then so then when it comes time for me to give a final writing with where I grade, I hope that they've taken these little suggestions and then on their own, we have to see what they can do on their own, obviously, before we like grade. But these are meant to be, I think, like little short feedback to help them grow.
Right. It's the same as like when you have, do peer editing, right? You like get with a buddy and share each other's essays and give each other feedback. And the majority of the time it's like, oh yeah, that essay was great. It's like,
in theory, peer editing is great, but then the kids are like, yeah, my buddies looks amazing. I'm like, did you even read it?
Right. So Tronnie's a little bit more honest.
Yeah.
Here's where the teacher feed would come in if the teacher was giving feedback.
Perfect.
Yeah, they could refresh. If it's asynchronous and students are doing this, at home or something and teacher grades it, they could come in and check or, however you design your experience for the class. But again, the interface might change as time goes on. So if you're watching this, like, where'd that go? It might be like a little notification thing.
Early days.
Yeah, but this is like kind of like it's what our brains were thinking of having like a perfect writing helper because that's just really,
August 2025.
Yeah. So this is cool. Definitely check it out. If you haven't gotten on the platform, it is we let you try it out 14 days. Like no questions asked.
A couple weeks of some quick writes and just to, get an idea of what is possible on this program.
Yeah. And as always, if you use our code, which is top floor 20, you'll always get 20% off. So yeah, you can try it. You can use our code top floor 20 and you can see how that goes. And obviously like everything that we do in the classroom kind of drives what this platform is. And if you are a teacher using it too, and you find that, oh, I wish there was XYZ, that like, please email our team.
Right. Our early users are what have built what we have at this point.
Right.
So they were very much wanting this writing component because when we first started, this wasn't even a thing.
No.
So once we rolled that out, it changed, I think, pretty rapidly too. I mean, I remember this whiteboard right back here is where we came up with like what we were going to put on there. And
so it's kind of fun. So if you have feedback, you can find us on Instagram, Team Instructron. You can email us team at Instructron.com, or you can even just go right through the platform and there's like chat bubbles. There's lots of ways to reach out to us.
Ways to find us.
Yeah. So please, like, any feedback is great, because like your wish is our command.
Right.
But that Khoa's a magician. He's kind of like our genie. So we just say, Khoa, we want this. And that's what
he doesn't go to bed, and then the next morning we have it.
So he's a magician and he's a vampire as well.
Right.
I'm actually AI. You're talking.
Right.
That's why I never sleep.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Never seen any baby photos.
Yeah, I'll try and dig up some of those. I remember the whiteboards and
right.
The writing coach, and so I'd love to share more of that behind the scenes stuff. But maybe for next time. And
yeah, well, I'm excited because in next week's episode, we will have been back at school. So we are excited to talk about what the first few days have been like. So stay tuned for Back to School with Joe and Quinn.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. We'll get this
next time.
Yep.
Everybody.
Bye.